rise is beneficial to the U.S. interest because China's rise is peaceful. China's rise will be peaceful and will help the U.S. economy and national security.
Okay.
Quoting from Charles Kenny, Senior Fellow, the country's rise, he points out, has been intimately connected with globalization, including the expansion of trade under the World Trade Organization umbrella, as well as growing cross-border flows of finance and technology. In short, China's rise will be a different kind of global power because the nature of global power has changed dramatically over the past 2 centuries. Quoting from Charles Glacier, professor and director of the Institute for Security, realism provides a source of optimism about China's rise, not pessimism. There are no structural factors that predetermine events and force the U.S. into conflict. Charles Glass.
Are you going to read the quote?
In fact, however, a more nuanced version of realism provides grounds for optimism. China's rise need not be nearly as competitive and dangerous as the standard realist argument suggests, because the structural forces driving major powers into conflict will be relatively weak. Charles Glasser also states that in sum, China's rise can be peaceful because it does not exaggerate risks. Our second contention is...
What? You read the quote?
Oh.
Read the quote.
Nuclear weapons separation by the Pacific Ocean and political relations are currently relatively good, should enable both countries to maintain high levels of security and avoid military policies that severely strain their relationship. The U.S.'s need to protect its allies in Northeast Asia complicates matters somewhat, but there are strong grounds for believing that Washington can credibly extend its deterrent to Japan and South Korea, its most important regional partners. Thomas Christensen, professor of world politics at Princeton, states that despite the image of a more powerful China seeking to drive events under the rubric of a new grand strategy, Beijing, with a few important exceptions, has been reacting, however aggressively, to unwelcome and unforeseen events that have often been initiated by others. The U.S. hegemony is bad, according to Professor Barry Posen. In pursuit of this ambitious agenda, the U.S. has consistently spent hundreds of billions of dollars per year on its military, far more than the sum of the defense budgets of its friends, and far more than the sum of those of its potential adversaries. It has kept that military busy. U.S. troops have spent roughly twice as many months in combat after the Cold War as they did during it. Today, roughly 1,800,000 U.S. soldiers remain stationed on foreign soil, not counting the tens of thousands who...
Crossfire. Michael, first question.
China is, you say that China's rise is peaceful, but China is expanding its military and building this generation's stealth fighters, the J-20, and they're building their first aircraft carrier. Where is the evidence that shows that China's rise is peaceful?
China's rise is peaceful because, according to Xing Kun-su, it has played a leadership role in convening the six-party talks, and it has also attempted to resolve the North Korean nuclear issue peacefully. So, the U.S. hegemony is bad because the U.S. military spends billions of dollars each year on its military. So what are these?
Currently, Congress, the U.S. approves of their of the hegemony, so it is in the U.S.'s interest to continue the hegemony because the government it is the government's interest and therefore the U.S.'s interest. You say that you say that China's rise creates conflict. The U.S.'s hegemony is currently is in one of the U.S.'s interests and
Time.